Yeah! Oh, this guy, he survived. Living that 9-to-5 life. Hey, Radical Stegosaurus here. Today we're playing a little bit of Shredder's Revenge. Finally got the DLC to work with Mondo, Gecko, and Mona Lisa, so I want to check them out. If you want to watch this video without commentary, you can click the link on the screen right now, and you can watch this without hearing me gab on and on. Alright, let's start with Mondo. I think this is probably the one I've seen people the most excited about. Look at all these cool colors. I'm gonna do this blue one. I know, it's unconventional. I don't even know what that's from. I think it just looks cool. Alright, first level, let's do it. Now to be fair, I haven't played this game in a while, so I probably suck at it. See how I do. I hope he rides a skateboard when you run. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he's on the skateboard the whole time. Okay, that's pretty dope. I like it, I dig it.
Just chillin', bro.
Just chillin', bro. Listening to that beatbox. Oh no! I'm never gonna get that. I'm never gonna get it. I always screw it up. Let's see what his special is. That's pretty good. Kinda a little bit like Casey's. He's strong. That seems to be the big thing that he's got going for him is his power stat. One thing I noticed on the menu is Mona Lisa and Mondo actually have the same stats. It's a little weird, but it's fine. I'll accept it. Yeah, there we go. It's kind of interesting to have a character whose, you know, fighting style incorporates the use of a skateboard. I don't know if any other beat-em-up's done that before. That's pretty cool. I know in Streets of Rage, you get the kid to use the roller skates. Not exactly the same thing, but pretty neat. Yeah! Oh, this guy, he survived. Living that 9-to-5 life. There we go. This level's just so fun. I know it's the first level. Oh, he broke my combo, bro! Can't be doing that. It's just so surprising to me that a Turtles game never really visited this location before. So I think it's cool that they did it. It's, you know, we got a constant within the cartoon series. And I really loved how this game sort of incorporated bits and pieces of the franchise from all over the place. Like, especially in the Dimension show. The Dimension X challenge thing that they added, where you're flying through the different dimensions. You know, you got the comic book one and stuff, but they added in like lots of little characters that, you know, are from the cartoon, but also from the comics and stuff. Ninjara's in there, which is cool. There's Anthrax in the background. Carter from Red Sky. I think Zach was in the background in one of the stages. They had Pizza Face from the toy line. Just so many cool little cameos, I guess you'd call them. And actually, Mondo was one of those cameos. He was in the background in one of the levels, which I thought was cool. And I think Mona Lisa was too. In fact, I think she's in the Dark Future level. Is that what it's called? Hanging out with Carter, and Anthrax and Mutagen Man are trying to take him out, which is just so weird to me. Mutagen Man was never really much of a bad guy, in my opinion. He was just a guy that got dealt a bad hand, you know? Poor guy. There's so many episodes of the show where they try to take over the Channel 6 news station. Hey, one of my favorites is the one where Bebop and Rocksteady get jobs there, and they're actually producers who get to greenlight TV shows. And there's this one show called Idaho Potatoes, and they end up dressing up like them. It's very silly. I really shouldn't have gotten hit by that. Or that. I'm talking while I'm playing. I'm not used to doing this. This is my first time really talking while I'm playing. So if I do poorly, I'm just saying, I'm probably a little bit better than that. That's all I'm gonna say. Man, imagine being able to rip a suit off of your body like that. Oh, bro, how are you gonna do me like that? Oh, what? Usually that works better with the... There we go. I'm getting a little bit of traction. Let's get that special off. Did some good damage. Bebop's cool. I always liked Rocksteady better, personally. I was more of a Rocksteady guy. Alright. Now I get more health. I figured it'd be good to level up the characters first before I took them into the Dimension crossover mode. Because, you know, you gotta unlock all those skins. All those extra skins. Man, he's just holding that pose. He got some serious arm strength. Alright, so they didn't have the characters of the cutscenes. It's not really surprising to me because Karai and Usagi also don't show up in the cutscenes, if I recall, so not a big deal. Oh, get that? That's a reference to Turtles in Time. Except it was 3 a.m. because the Turtles, they got up early in the old universe. Now they're night owls. Alright. It's cool to see the turtle van. It would be really cool to see them make a sequel to this, of course. I would actually like to see them do some stuff with the Red Sky. I know it's not as popular, but I would really like to see the Red Sky stuff get a little bit of love. Drake's a cool character. You know, you could add in the little techno bug guys. Forget what they're called. His little gang. The Techno Gang, that's what they're called. That would be really fun. And I think, you know, this game has earned a lot of goodwill with the community that I think they can afford to do something a little more obscure like that. I think people would appreciate it regardless of, you know, if they actually recognize those characters or not. Because, I mean, there's some deep cuts in this game. Like, I don't know how many people remember Dirtbag and Ground Chuck, or, you know, the freaking Triceraton General that's only in one episode. Well, actually, Dirtbag and Ground Chuck were, well, I guess they were in a two-parter, so that counts as 2 episodes. Or like Tempestra, you know. I guess people know Toka and Razor, but they're actually only in 1 episode of the cartoon as well. I'm not going to call them obscure characters, because obviously they were in a movie, so more people saw that than the cartoon series, but I just think that they could do these deep cuts, and people, what they're really excited about is just playing the game because it's just a good game. It's just a well-made beat-em-up game. I really screwed that up, didn't I? And it's just a lot of fun. And I don't think I've played a lot of beat-em-ups that have screwed that up too. That have a lot of 6-player opportunities as well. Like, one of the first things I did when I got this game was I jumped online and I played a match with 6 people, and we all used our specials at the same time, and it was insanity. It was just complete lunacy. So this level, I think, is supposed to be a reference to Alley Cat Blues, the Metalhead level from Turtles in Time, which, until this came out, was definitely my favorite Turtles beat-em-up game. Probably most people's. I will say, though, there's a lesser-known Turtles beat-em-up on the Game Boy Advance, and it's just the TMNT movie tie-in game that's actually pretty good. It's like a little bit like River City Ransom, where you like collect money, I think, from the enemies that you down, and you can use it to upgrade your character. That's a really cool game. It's short, and it's, you know, on the Game Boy. I'm sure there's ways you clever people out there could find to play the game without a Game Boy. I will not mention them, but you know what they are. I do like how he bounces from enemy to enemy with his skateboard when you're in the air. That's actually that's a cool feature. Makes knocking off the motorcyclists and actually killing the foot soldier a lot easier. So a lot of people maybe don't remember this about Mondo, or maybe never read the comic books, but in the Archie comics, Mondo was a very well-defined character. Not so much in the cartoon series. He was like a slave of this guy named Mr. X, who was just like some one-off lame villain. And he was being forced to steal things. So he didn't really have a lot going on for him. I think he only showed up in like 2 episodes or something like that. But in the comic books, he had a whole thing going. He had a band, he had a girlfriend. He joined the Mutanimals, which, you know, were a team that was getting pushed pretty heavily on the Archie side for a while. It had Leatherhead, Ray or Man Ray, depending on what version you're familiar with. Wingnut and Screwloose were on there. Not the like fat chunky one, but the the one that was in Tournament Fighters. Who else was on there? Murdude wasn't on there, but he was kind of a member. Slash eventually joined the team, which was cool. Dreadmon and Jaguar. So it was pretty fleshed out. And there was actually a cartoon series that they were going to make with those characters, but unfortunately it didn't get off the ground. But it was pretty cool looking. I mean, Turtles was so big, like even a weird spin-off thing like that could have gained some traction. And I would have preferred that to some of the like goofy, you know, rip-offs, very clear rip-offs like Bucky O'Hare and what was that other one? Extreme Dinosaurs, you know, that kind of stuff. Street Sharks was kind of dope, even though it wasn't amazing. I like the toys, I think, as a kid. The Extreme Dinosaur toys were kind of cool, too. I mean, I am a Stegosaurus after all. I gotta show love for the dinosaurs. I actually liked in that show how the Stegosaurus was like the smart one. He was the Donatello of the group, because you always had to have a Donatello. Probably a Raphael, too. Alright, is he just gonna ride his regular skateboard? I'm kind of curious how this is gonna work. Or is he just gonna be on a skateboard? Okay, he just doesn't have a skateboard. Alright, they thought about that. That's cool. Oh, I hate these things. I don't like flying enemies in games. They always drive me nuts. I don't think anyone likes flying enemies. I'm never gonna get any of the ones where you can't get hit, because I don't know, sometimes I lose focus, and then I get whacked. I'm not an ultimate gamer, I just like to have fun. Whoa! Ah! Screwed that up. I'm usually actually pretty terrible at this level, if I'm being honest. I mean, I like the levels like this, like the one in Turtles in Time, the sewer surfing, pretty cool. And Neon Knight Riders, pretty dope level. It's got dope music as well. Soundtracks are awesome. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this or not in this video, but there is a remix soundtrack. Ah! Forgot about that. And you can turn that on in the options menu. It's a little more old school sounding, and that's free. You don't have to pay for that. You don't have to buy the character pack for $4. That's what this costs for the 2 characters. So $2 a character, not bad. But you can just turn that on at any time, and that's what we're listening to right now. I believe I turned that on before this video. So it sounds a little more retro, which is cool. That's a lot of stuff to be throwing at me, dude. Not good for the environment. Oh! Yeah, because I believe in the regular version of the game, it has one of the songs that they commissioned for the game. Not the Wu-Tang one. That's for the Shredder part. All right, time to use a special. Yeah. Oh, I'm really curious, kind of like what prompted them to want to make this, because it felt kind of random and out of the blue. Like, I expected there to be at least one DLC for this, but I mean, they like dropped the trailer for this by mistake. Like, I'm pretty sure it was an accident that they dropped that trailer. And then, like, all of a sudden, it's available. It was supposed to be available the day the trailer dropped, I believe, but because it leaked, it wasn't made available till last night, basically. And then even then, if you were on Xbox, you couldn't play it right away. Like, you could select the characters and you could see them, but when you went to buy them, it just took you to an error message in the store. So it was up for a couple, like, the update was up for a couple hours before they actually allowed you to buy the characters, which I thought was a little strange. I like him. He's pretty cool. He's fun. Wish you could do tricks with the skateboard, though. I don't know what tricks I would do. I don't know. I grew up on the Tony Hawk games, so whenever I see a skateboard, I'm like, let's grind some rails. Yeah. I always hated this boss fight because I'm terrible at it, if I'm being honest. I'm just not good at it. I never figured out the patterns on it super well. Because he's like in a thing that can damage me, and he can damage me while in the thing. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, you asshole. Man, he drives like some of the people on the freeway around here. Complete with shooting out the window. Alright, so I think if I can avoid these... Uh-huh. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yep, there I go. Yeah, wipe out. Oh, that's not a good place to put me. Wow, right at the end. I know I suck. Man, he breakdancing on that thing while it's moving. It's even more impressive. Yeah, you mad, bro. I get it. Alright, so we've seen a little bit of Mondo. Why don't we check out Mona Lisa? What do we got for her? We got Game Boy. Got this black and red, blue and blue. Green and blue. That one's not bad. Kind of more pinkish. It was very bright. That's the original, right? Let's stick with the original for this one. I don't know how she's gonna fight. She didn't really fight much in the cartoon. She was kind of a... She was like a scientist. She's in one episode. Raphael meets his match. She's on like a cruise ship. Fighting like this pirate who makes like mutant sea anemones. The old show was very bizarre. And then she was a toy. But they never really like did much else with her besides that. Oh, I like she throws all the beakers out. That's kind of sick. Her fighting stance is a lot like Karai's. I think they used that as a basis. What was I gonna say? They did this comic book recently called Saturday Morning Adventures. That's an interesting special. And she's in it. She's in one of the issues, and they show her karate fighting, doing the ninjutsus. So I guess that's kind of the precedent for this. Personally, I would have put Lotus Blossom in here instead, because, you know, she was in the cartoon, was an actual fighter. But I get why they didn't, because she's also similar to Karai. That's also kind of what makes Karai a weird pick for this, because, you know, it's very clearly based on the original cartoon series. In the original cartoon series, Karai's not in it. Lotus is kind of the analog for Karai. She's also the one that Leonardo very clearly has a crush on. I always feel bad beating up these dudes. They're just like chilling, eating ice cream, and you just come in and just beat the crap out of them. It's not very nice. So she's got some reach with those kicks. So that's kind of cool. I do like her dash move's kind of nice. One thing with this level is the monkeys that throw the peanuts at you. They always screw up my combos because I can't really see them super well. They're always hiding. You ain't getting away from me. Yeah, wake up, buddy. It's time to get smacked. No sleeping at the zoo. I forget I don't have like my my jump special or my my dash special yet. I'm curious though. In the comments, you let me know. Does anybody at all like to use that radical ninja mode thing? Because I've really only ever accessed it by mistake. I think it's a waste, to be honest. That's just me though. I'd rather just have more control over what I'm doing. I need to get better at talking while I'm playing. I ain't falling for that. That's a really weird taunt. She's just laughing. She should pull out a beaker or something. Do something interesting with the beaker. I got one of them. I always hated these guys, even in the original games. With their little ropes that electrocute you. Roadkill Rodneys, I believe they were called. I don't think they had a name in the original cartoon. It was the video games that gave them that moniker, if I recall. There's those damn monkeys. Yo, shout out to Gorilla, if y'all are Super 7 fans. He was that, like, Wave 7 character that finally shipped from the Super 7 line. People seem to really like him. He came out pretty cool. So if you got one, let me know in the comments. How cool is he? If you don't know what I'm talking about, and you're wondering why they made Gorilla instead of Sergeant Bananas, you gotta go read the TMNT magazine. So there was a Turtles magazine in the 90s, and they used to do backup stories in there, and one of them had a mutant in it called Gorilla. And instead of Sergeant Bananas. And so when they made the toy, I guess they decided to do that instead. Now, if you're wondering why they would do that, it's because Super 7 got in trouble with Playmates, because Playmates wanted to release... This is speculation. I'm not going to say this is exactly why, but Playmates wanted to release a bunch of their old figures again, and I think they didn't want the competition from Super 7, so they would kind of crack down on Super 7 using the designs that they created for their Ultimates line. Which I get. See, that monkey got me. Dirty monkey. And so I think that's why they used Gorilla instead. Because it's a way to get around it, because he was not a toy that Playmates produced. I mean, there's so many cases of, like, weird characters that were in the Playmates line, but they're not the same, you know, as what was in the show or the comics. So, he's one of them. Slash would be another one. You know, Slash is so different in the comic book than he is in the show. He's, like, kind of dumb in the show. I mean, he's a little dumb in the comics, but he's got a heart at the end of it. He becomes a hero. And he actually, he redeems himself. He has a noble sacrifice. I mean, that comic book didn't play around. Like, they just straight up murk people. Like, Mondo, he dies in the comic. He gets blown up. Like, him and all of his friends get killed. They get nuked. Kind of like I'm getting nuked right now. I got juggled in the corner. Oh! Alright, bro. You need to get out of here with that shit. Oh! I'm gonna die before I kill these two. Yep, there I go. Yeah, you take a break. Almost dead, too. I like that animation. That's cute. Yeah, you go underground. You need to stop with that charging. Wow, okay. I didn't know you could do selfies with the turtle com. She on that Insta. Alright. Chasing the Krang head. That Krang body was so weird, the design of him. It's like big, fat, naked baby. I don't know where they came up with this stuff. Again, Krang is, you know, he's not a character that's in the comics. He was made up for the show. I mean, you could say he's a Neutron, but he's really not. He's kind of his own thing. He's kind of a Neutron. Love Rat King. He's one of my favorite characters. I like when he teams up with Leatherhead in the cartoon. His Leatherhead's my other favorite villain. Well, he's a villain in the show. In the comic books, he's not really a bad guy. He's just somebody who can't control himself. Like, he kind of goes into these rages, and then he becomes very dangerous. And then the Archie book, he starts off as a villain, but eventually he ends up joining the Mutanimals, like I mentioned earlier, and becomes a good guy. Kind of the same thing in the 2012 cartoon, so I kind of see Leatherhead as a good guy, mostly. Even though this cartoon had him as a villain pretty squarely. You know, he was enslaving the frogs, the punk frogs. So, Even in the Saturday morning comic book, he's a bad guy as well. By the way, I have no idea if you guys can, and I'll know when I go to watch this footage back, but hopefully you guys can't hear all this button clicking. If you do, I apologize. I will try to find a way to suppress that in the future. I'm still kind of figuring out how all this stuff works. Apparently I'm figuring out how to play the game, too. There we go. Yeah. Oh, the Mousers. Mousers were always annoying. They grab you, they bite you. They're like zombies, you know? Eventually they overwhelm you with their numbers. Her kick move that she does when she slides is like crazy. The range on that. It's probably the same as everyone else, it's just the way that the animation plays out makes it seem like it's more than it is. Go. That seems like a good place to go. Oh, now I get this. I forgot that was there. What a waste. Oh well. We got a couple guys doing her ballet dance. Guess she knows ballet too. I was kind of expecting when you played Splitter on this level for like there to be something wacky that happens. Because in the cartoon, Rat King takes control of him. He beats up all the turtles. Rat King's kind of a funny character as well. Like, he's not... I mean, he's a villain, but he's not always a villain. Like, there's that weird pizza episode where Mikey gets a job delivering pizzas for Shredder. And Rat King wants his, like, weird pizza. He steals it. And they have to go... Like, he's just trying to eat a pizza. You know, and everyone's trying to get the turtles. And he's like, I just want my pizza, bro. That's all I'm about. He just wants to be left alone. I don't think he's entirely a bad guy in the Archie books, which is a little weird. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say if he's a villain or not. I mean, they did add some, like, very odd and lore into the comics for him, where he was, like, a thief that got picked to become, like, the Rat King, essentially. And that's how he became Rat King and got his rat powers. But the original comic was just very ambiguous about why he was able to do what he did. It was just that everything feared him except rats, so that's where that came from in the comic. Until they changed it. I think they wanted to give Splinter something after he died in the comic to do. It's like, oh, now he's the Prince of Rats or whatever. Oh, God. Hate these things. Hey, you're up there, dude. Can't be hitting me. There we go. I don't know, man. That doesn't seem like a good way to generate power. I'm just saying. I like how he has his little, what you want to call it, jet ski that he fought him on in Turtles at Time. It's kind of cool. So I don't know if people knew this or not, but the voice actor that played him in the animated series is the same guy, Townsend Coleman, who played Michelangelo. He also played Usagi. I don't think he plays them in this game. He might play Rat King. And then Cam Clark, who plays Leonardo, is also Rocksteady. And Bebop was played by the awesome Barry Gordon. He was my boy Donatello, my favorite turtle. Listen here, buddy. I remember fighting you in Tournament Fighters with your wrestling moves. You got all bulked up on steroids in that game. He's like suplexing you and stuff. Yeah, get down there. Play your little flute. Time for you. Okay, there we go. Let's see if that should kill him. This isn't befitting, King. See you later, bro.
Say chemistry.
Chemistry. I guess another reason why she's such a weird character to pick is, like, there's not a whole lot of personality traits to pull from with her either. So they just kind of had to make some stuff up. I mean, I guess the science thing was there. and that's what they had to incorporate into her fighting style. But like Mondo's just a more well-rounded character because he had more appearances with the turtles, so it kind of made sense. And Usagi, I mean, he's a legendary character, right? Stan Sakai created him, let him be in the cartoon. You know, he's always been cool about leasing that character out to the turtles. I mean, probably because it only helps his brand at the end of the day, but also he was friends with Peter Laird. So it's cool that he's still involved, despite the fact that, like, Mirage got sold a long time ago to Viacom. You know, he still lets his character be used by them. NECA has made a couple of figures. Actually, they made a lot of figures. There's a lot of Usagi figures. It'd be really nice if they started making other characters like Gen or Jin. I'd like to see some of that stuff. I'm not like the biggest Usagi aficionado. Oh, the Knucklehead! Remember the episode with this thing. It's also in the comic book too, if I remember correctly. I like these foot soldiers just have regular jobs. Like, this dude's just slinging sushi right now. I'm surprised that special didn't kill the other one. Bro was just trying to order some pizza! He's doing horribly right now. Focusing too much on talking. I'm really here just to show you some gameplay. Whether I get the shit kicked out of me or not. Notwithstanding. Just wanted you guys to be able to see what these characters are all about. Hopefully you enjoy this. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know, because I do want to make some more gaming videos. I'm going to do more figure reviews as well, of course, but I would like to do some more gaming stuff. I game quite often, so why not share that with everybody? And games like this, I think, are a lot of fun. Because they're, you know, you can blow through the whole story in like an hour. Kind of low stakes. It's not like playing like freaking Dark Souls or something. I'm more of a strategy game kind of guy. I've never been like a twitchy reflex sort of dude. That's why I really like Mass Effect and games like that. And Fallout, you know, where they give you options on how you want to approach a situation. I like to be stealthy. I like hard games a lot. Marvel's Midnight Suns, that's a game I'd like to do some content on, because that's actually a really fun game that I think a lot of people didn't play because the way that they marketed it just did not make it look appealing to Marvel fans. And I completely agree, because I was one of those people. Literally the only reason I bought it was because they had a huge sale, and it was only like $30 for the Super Edition that had everything in it, so I wish I had known that the game was that cool, because I would have bought it when it came out, but I also can't complain that I only paid $30 for it. But that game I beat twice. I spent like, probably have like 200 hours in that game or something like that, so definitely worth it. Yo, anybody miss arcades? Tell me if you grew up with arcades. And there's still some around, don't get me wrong, but like in the heyday of arcades, like every mall had a friggin' arcade. What was your jam back then? What was the game you got down on? I was into the beat 'em ups, you know, the X-Men game, obviously the Turtles, of course, but X-Men, Simpsons. I like the Simpsons game. That Punisher game was pretty sick. I'm really glad that Capcom brought that back for their fighting collection. It's a little weird to bring that game back, because, you know, it's not a fighting game, but, like, I don't really care, because it's such a sick game anyway. I'm like, might as well. Oh, you didn't bring out Razar this time, huh? Yeah, what's up with your beehive hair? There he is. Big stinky guy. Yeah, get out of here with that. I love this episode, because it's all about Leonardo just getting obsessed with a video game that he can't beat. And he literally starts all of this stuff because he won't let it go. Like, he just has to win at a game. I think we've all been there. I think that's a relatable situation. I don't know if any of y'all are Bob's Burgers fans, but there's an episode of the show called Burger Boss. Has a very similar plot, where Bob, like, has to win the game. And he ends up, like, injuring himself trying to win the game, and lying about or bringing his kids to a Chuck E. Cheese basically so that he could play it more and get better at it. So every time I saw that episode, it always reminded me of Ninja Turtles. I'm like, yeah, that's what Leonardo did basically.
Right, turtles. No.
See you later, bitch.
Say chemistry.
All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to do a couple levels with these characters just to show you what it's all about. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know again down in the comments if you want to see more stuff like this. If you like commentary, definitely let me know that too. If you prefer to hear me shut up, I will keep uploading these videos without commentary as an option. So, anyways, I've been Radical Stegosaurus. You've been awesome. I'll catch you next time.